My screen is
Hi, good
visible.
evening. Yes,
Good
yes.
evening. Okay. So today we will learn about monitor server resources. Server resources means CPU, memory, and disk. These are the resources how you can manage. So in case of Windows, you can see Task Manager is a tool through which we can manage the resources. That means we can see the detailed information about the resources. Here you can see these are the processes running in the Windows server. And if you talk about the performance of the CPU, memory, disk, and all other things, you can monitor here. So likewise, there is another tool in Linux. You can see in system tool, there is a tool system monitor. So this is a GUI tool through which you can manage or you can check the information about the processes and resources like CPU, memory, and network, and file system, that is the disk information. So this is the GUI tool through which we can manage the server resources. But today we will learn the commands through which we can manage the resources. So in last class, we have learned about the history and text editors, tools extracting text, and shell scripting. These are topics that we have covered in last class. So today we will learn about the resource managing and some other commands. So first of all, if we want to check the CPU information, we have to use the command lscpu. lscpu. You can see using this command, it is showing me the detailed information about the CPU. The architecture is the 64-bit architecture, and here it is a one CPU attached with this operating system, and this is a Intel type, and all the other information here you can see. Okay, so using ls CPU, you can check the CPU information. nproc is the number of number of processor attached to the server. Here one processor only is assigned to the server, so it is showing the number of processors. Then cat proc CPU info. This is the same information. Memory information. If you want to check the memory information, we can use the command free. You can see it is showing the total memory usage free and about the swap memory information. But this number is not human readable format. So if you want to check in human readable format, we can use the command free minus h. You can see here in this server 1 GB memory is configured, and now 586 MB is used, and 114 MB is free now. So using the free minus h, it will display the information in human readable format. Another command is cat proc memory info. See also show the information about the memory. My voice is audible and my screen is also visible. Okay. Then now we will check the swap space. I have already previously told you that swap is the physical space in the physical hard disk, that is the space assigned from the hard disk. Whenever the memory is completely utilized, that means 100% utilized, at that time swap will be work as a physical memory. So if you want to check the swap information, you can use the same command free minus h. Here you can see it is showing the swap memory information, and if you want to disable the swap, you have to use the command swap minus a. It will clear the swap space, and again to enable you have to use the command swap on a.
Can we check
You
how
can
much
see.
swap memory is used?
Yes, you previously you can see one GB swap was used, and now you can see after swap of a, it is now 0. Swap memory is not using now. So again, if you want to enable the swap memory, we have to use the command swap name. You can see now 1 GB swap space again assigned. Is it clear?
Is it like that? Let's say our usual means the general physical memory, if it is full, then it is going to swap memory, right? If I'm not wrong.
No, no. Physical memory is the that is called the RAM, but swap is the space assigned from the hard disk, which will be act as a physical memory whenever the memory will be completely 100% utilized. At that time, swap will be act as a memory, but swap is the space from the hard disk.
Okay, okay. So here, but here, total, if you see the total memory is 972 MB
Yeah, 1
and
GB.
used is 654. Yes,
Yes.
654 MB is only used, but the total 100% is not used. Still, it is using 1 GB. So, is
No,
there
no,
any
no, no.
conflict then?
Not using. Only assigned. 1 GB is assigned. Here you can see 1 GB is physical memory, and
Oh,
1 GB is
okay,
swap
okay,
memory. 87 is
okay,
used.
okay.
Okay, got my point.
Okay. No, that's the point actually. Your 972 M is there, used is
Hmm.
586 M for the memory one,
Yes.
and swap is 1 G, and
Hmm.
it is using 87 M.
Yes.
Some false memory it is using, or
No, it might be for the operating system.
okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now you have memory utilization. If you want to utilization, here you have to use the command top. Using the top command, you can check the utilization, and some shortcuts are there to filter out the processes. Using the capital P, we can sort the running processes by the CPU use. If you will press the capital P here, you can see it will sort the processes which is using the higher CPU utilization. So here you can see point 3 is the highest CPU utilizing by the process VMware tool. So it is utilizing the point 0.3 CPU, which is now the highest one. So using capital P, it will sort the processes which are consuming the highest CPU. Then if you use the capital M, it will sort all running processes by memory usage. Here if you will press the capital M, it will sort by the processes which are consuming the highest memory. Then using capital I to hide all idle processes, and S to sort all processes by the long processes have been running. Then U to view all processes owned by a specific user. Here if you want to check the processes by utilizing by the user, you can press Y here, capital Y, you can see this is added here. Now here use the Duke is another user, so you can check these are the processes running by the Duke user. Here I have logged into the same server using the Duke user. You can see user is the Duke. So these processes are running by the Duke user. If you want to filter out the processes by the user's name, here we need to press the capital U. Okay. To quit from this top prompt, we have to press the Q. Then only we will exit from the top prompt. Is it clear? Top command is clear? Okay, then now network related information. If you want to check the network related information, that means what services is running in my server and that service is in which state, we have to use the command nested minus an type more. Here you can see these are the services running here. If you will take an example, this is the server IP and this is the port 22 and this is the IP of my desktop. You can see this is the IP of my desktop, and from my desktop I have taken the SSH connection to the server, and this is the IP of the server. So it is established. It is showing here the established. This is the destination IP, this is the source IP, and this is the port 22 SSH port 22. These are the established connection, because here you can see I have connected two sessions. So it is showing here as a established. And these are the listen port. Listen port means this is the source destination server, and this is the source IP. We can use with any port. That means it is the star. Using any port, we can connect to this server from any IP. Nested minus AN grep established. It will only filter out the established sessions. Okay. These are the established sessions. It is filtered out from the all output. Likewise, if you want to check the listen, you can use the grep listen. So it will show the all processes which are in listen mode. Now telnet. Telnet command is used to establish the connection between different machines. It uses TCP port 23, which is assigned to the telnet protocol. That means telnet protocol is running using the port 23, and which is used to check the connection between the source and the destination server. So if we'll take about the example, this is the my desktop command prompt. If I want to check the connectivity using the port 22, I have to use the command telnet. Telnet 192.168.37.130, then 22. You can see connected. So that's why port 22 is open from my desktop to the server. That's why I am able to take the putty session or SSH session to the server. So using the command telnet, we can check the connectivity between the source and destination server. So command will be telnet, destination IP, and port. Then NS lookup. Using NS lookup, we can test a troubleshooting DNS server. That means we can check the domain name server name of the server. If we want to check the IP of the google.com, NS lookup google.com. You can see this is the IP address of the google.com. So using the NS lookup, we can check the name to IP and IP to name of the FQD, that is the domain name. Now process information. If we want to check the individual process information, previously I have told you using the top command, we can check all the processes here. And if we want to check individual processes information, we can use the command PS. Till now it is clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So using PS command, we can check the processes information. PS checks if a background process has started in your Linux server. By default, it prints the processes of the current user and terminal of 4 columns. That means if you will use the PS command, it will show the PID, that means process ID, TTY is the terminal, then time and command. You can see this is the process ID. Just I have used the PS command. You can see this is the process started for the PS command, and this is the process ID, this is the terminal, and this is the time, that means just it is started, and command is the PS. So likewise bash is the terminal where now I am working. This is the bash prompt. So this is the process ID for the bash. Then if you want to check the process ID information, PS capital C yum. Let's start the yum process here. Yum list all. Now check here PS minus capital C yum. You can say this is the process ID started for the yum command. Just I have started the yum command here. So this is the process ID. Now check yum command is completed here. Now check what is the process ID. You can see no process is running now. So whenever a process is running, at that time one process ID will be start, and we can check using the ps command. Then ps minus e flag to print all the processes within the system, not just one process. That means ps minus e will display the all processes. You can see here it is showing all processes. So SSHD is the this port is running with the SSHD, and SFTP server. These are the ports and services running background in my server now. So ps minus fe, more detailed output using the minus f option. ps minus fe, you can see it will display the more information. If you want to filter out the single process information, detailed information, mlist all, then ps minus fe pipe grep yum. You can see it is showing the detailed information about the yum command. To search a detailed information about a single process, we have to grab the process to filter out the yum process from the all processes. Now kill. Kill is the command through which we can kill a single individual process, and kill minus 9 is 9 to kill the process, 1 to reload a process, and 15 to gracefully stop a process. So kill will be forcefully shut down a process, and reload means it will just reload the configuration. It will not restart the configuration, it will just reload the configuration. And gracefully shutdown means it will wait to complete the task of the process unless until the process is completed. It will wait for that. Once the process is completed, it will reboot the process. So to gracefully shut down, we have to use the 15. I will use the command yum reinstall telnet. Yum reinstall. I have started the yum process. Now check the process ID. You can see this is the process ID. And if you want to kill this process, I will use the command kill minus 9, then process ID, that is the 3793. You can check, just I have killed the process. Now you can check here, process is killed. So using the minus 9 option, we can kill a process. Likewise, 1 to reload a process, and 15 to gracefully stop a process. Now Linux logs. Linux logs are stored in the var log cd slash var log log. This is the location where all logs are stored. Out of these all logs, messages is the general messages as well as system related information, and in case of CentOS and RHCL, all are stored in messages, whereas Ubuntu and other Debian systems are stored in syslog. So in CentOS and RHCL, messages will store the all system related informations, and in case of Ubuntu and Debian, all logs will be stored in syslog. You can see here a log file. messages, which stores the system related informations. So var log secure stores authentication logs including both successful and failed login and authentication methods. Whereas in Ubuntu and Debian, it will be stored in auth.log. Likewise, boot log stores the repository of all information related to booting and messages related to during the startup. Then mail log stores all the log related to mail server. KERN stores the kernel logs. Dmessage stores the device drivers, and fail log contains information all the fail login attempts. You can see boot log stores all the information related to booting, whereas fail log stores all the fail login attempts. Secure stores all the authentication logs, which includes the successfully login information, whereas fail log stores the fail login attempts. Then cron stores the cron related messages, and yum log stores the install packages using the yum command, and httpd which stores a directory containing error log and access log of a Apache httpd daemon. So Apache HTTPD is the service which is a web service, and error log and access log of the Apache web service stores in the HTTPD directory, varlog HTTPD. So another log, if you want to check the yum log, we can use the yum history. Using yum history, we can also check the yum related logs. What is the activity done by the yum command? We can check using the yum history command. We can also roll back the transaction yum command. We can also roll back the yum history using the ID 9. So now server uptime. Using the W command, we can check the server uptime. Uptime is also another command, and top is a command through which you can check the server uptime. You can see using W command, you can check the server uptime, and uptime is also the command. Using W, you can see it is showing the server uptime, and using uptime also it is showing the same information, and top is also another command. It will also show the uptime of the server. So three commands are there: W, top, and uptime, using which we can check the uptime of the server. So we have completed today's session. If you have any query, please ask me.
That off-time is, it was written over there 10 colon something. Is this the 10 hours off time or? Yeah, that 10 colon 02 colon 46 off. That means the server is off. Off time is 10 hours, 2 minute 46 second or what?
No, it is the current time. It is, you can say I have used the
Okay.
command date. Here it is showing the current
Mhm.
time. So it is displaying the
Okay.
time, and off is the 1 hour.
Mhm.
And three users currently
Okay.
working in the server, and this is the load average.
Okay.
Okay.
So here
So
second is
server
not
is
showing.
now, sorry,
Here second is not showing. Means it is 1 hour 03 minute. But
second
second
is
is
not
not
showing.
showing over here. Okay.
Second is not
Fine.
showing. Only hour and minute.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
I have another doubt. Just to curious to know that you saw that port listening means what are the
Hmm.
port listen. So
Hmm.
can we change that? Let's say here there we have mentioned local address and foreign address.
Hmm.
So can we change the local address and foreign address and the port as well?
Hmm. That means local address is the server's IP address, and foreign address is the other
Mm.
computers or servers from where we want to connect.
Yeah. But my point is that can we able to edit this particular part?
No, we cannot. You can edit means these are the default connections which it is showing. If you talk about a single service, Okay, if you talk about a single service, let's say Postgres, and if you want to, obviously Postgres will be run in the server. So
Correct.
that
Okay.
will be use the server's IP,
Okay.
and it will be the other servers from where we can trying to connect. Here it is showing that any IP and any port. Okay, from this IP, this is the
Mhm.
local IP of the server, that is the local host. So to this IP, we can connect from the any IP and any port. And if you talk about this line, here it is showing that this is the server IP and this is a port and this is my local desktop from where I am connected to the port 22. So let's we take a example of PostgreSQL server, which will be run in this server, and the IP obviously IP will be this IP, and here it will be change the port 5432. In case of 22, it will be
Okay.
show 5432, and this will show the other server's IP from where we have connected. You
Okay.
got my
So
point?
what is the port number 53205?
Hmm.
Uh,
No,
this is
this is the
through
random
that
port.
port.
No, this is the
Okay.
random port.
Uh,
This is
Okay.
the SSH port, and this is the random port which it is used by the my desktop. My
Okay.
desktop is connecting to
Uh,
the server with 22, and the server is
okay.
communicating to my desktop, which is it is the random port.